Murray State's Office of Student Disability Services welcomed guest speaker and MSU alumna Missy Jenkins Smith to the Kerr Center as she spoke to the campus community about overcoming many of her challenges in her own life. In 1997, Missy Jenkins Smith was one of 5 individuals injured in the Heath High School shootings in Paducah, Kentucky. 3 other students were killed. Jenkins Smith was left paralyzed. She has since worked as a school counselor and authored a book that tells her story of how she forgave the shooter at Heath High School. She now focuses her efforts full-time to public speaking about the role that bullying has played in society.
For me, I felt like there was a lot of issues with bullying at my school, but there was not enough education as to what to do and how to even look for it, and that it was even a problem. And so now I realize that after the shootings happened, and that's pretty much one of the missions that I've decided to do is to speak against bullying, also to speak against violence, because there were so many warning signs before this happened that it could have been prevented. And for it to be happening over and over again, I mean, we really need to look and see what it is that we can do to help prevent these things and to find these warning signs of these people that are turning to using guns on other people to deal with their problems. I also talk about forgiveness because that's something that I did in order for me to move on and to help myself. And I think a lot of people believe that forgiveness is something that lets that person off, but I really felt like I let myself off whenever I forgave him. But that doesn't mean I still don't think that, you know, he has to deal with the consequences of his actions, because he killed 3 people and he injured 5 and changed in the community of Paducah and even the surrounding communities. I remember talking with my husband, who's from Murray, and he was just telling me the impact it made here in Murray.
Many students left her program with a positive message about learning to overcome obstacles in their own lives.
But it was also inspirational because she went through something terrible. I mean, it was her friend that did it. And so it was really inspirational to see that she recovered and she forgave him easily. And I just really admire how she handled the situation. And I think it was a really good thing for a lot of people to see, especially because she speaks to middle and high schoolers. And I think that's really good for them to hear that perspective.
I really enjoyed the event. I thought it was inspirational for people of all ages, and it teaches you that in times that are hard that you can lean back on your faith and realize that you always have a support system.
Every school should try to get her so they can see how bad bullying really is. Because today, I mean, so much bad goes on, and I think it'd be good to hear her story.
The U.S. has seen many other school shootings since the Heath shooting in 1997. Bullying has been blamed for some of those tragedies, and despite increased awareness and programs, it's still prevalent.
Since it happened in '97, I think my message is still completely relevant to what's happening today. I really think that bullying is still an issue. That's exactly what was going on with Michael, is that he was holding things in. He wasn't asking for help. And I think a lot of people do that, you know, out of pride, and to the point where it does drive them crazy. And I really think that's what happened with him. Unfortunately, a lot of the shooters have killed themselves, and with this situation at my school, he lived, and that's one of the things that he had mentioned. I did go speak to him while he was in prison, and that was one of the things he wished he would have told somebody what he was going through, and that he would have asked for help, because he didn't. He just held it all inside, and what happened then happened after it driving him crazy.